Good morning, welcome back. You're watching Unplugged TV India. This is Alice Francis. Let's catch some major news updates from around the world. Many lies projected in the Kashmir Files, says former Jammu and Kashmir CM Omar Abdullah. In a latest update in the Kashmir Files row, National Conference Working President and the former Chief Minister of Jammu and Kashmir, Omar Abdullah, on Friday called the Kashmir Files a concocted story by saying that many lies have been projected in the movie. While talking to the media on the sidelines of a rally in the Kulgam district of South Kashmir, Omar said that it wasn't clear whether the movie is a documentary or a film. The makers have claimed that the movie is based on reality, but the fact is that many lies have been projected in the film. The biggest lie is that there was an NC government. It was the governor's rule in 1990 in Jammu and Kashmir when the Kashmiri Pandits left. At the center, it was the BJP-backed government headed by VP Singh, Omar said. While the center will provide Y category security cover of the Central Reserve Police Force to Vivek Agnihotri, the director of the Kashmir Files, for protection across India. The Y category cover involves the development of 4 to 5 armed commandos in close proximity to the protectee. The filmmaker was receiving threats on social media following the release of his film. India flew 22,500 citizens from Ukraine, helped 18 other countries. In the midst of the Ukraine war that has affected millions of lives, India has assured safe return of about 22,500 citizens, the country's permanent representative to the United Nations said on Thursday, adding that it has also helped 18 other countries amid evacuation operations. The humanitarian action in Ukraine, guided by the principles of humanity, neutrality, impartiality, and independence, should not be politicized, said T.S. Tirumurti. Meanwhile, several G23 leaders likely to meet Congress Chief Sonia Gandhi over the weekend. In a bid to give it an institutional shape, a number of leaders from G23 or the Congress rebels might meet party president Sonia Gandhi instead of former Union Minister Ghulam Nabi Azad's exclusive meeting. They also plan to meet former Rahul Gandhi a day after former Haryana CM Bhupinder Singh Hooda met him. Both the G23 and the Congress leadership are keen to engage, and Sonia and Rahul had called Azad and Hooda respectively. The meeting between G23 and the Congress president is expected to take place over the weekend. According to one G23 leader, they will continue to press for inclusive and collective leadership at all levels of the Congress, a demand they raised in their meeting on Wednesday. They have also asked the party leadership to take to like-minded forces. Meanwhile, Indian Oil Corporation buys Russian crude oil at deep discount. Indian Oil Corporation, the nation's top oil firm, has bought as much as 3 million barrels of crude oil that Russia had offered at steep discount to prevailing international rates, sources said. The purchase made through a trader is the first since Russia's February 24 invasion of Ukraine that brought international pressure for isolating Putin administration. Sources aware of the matter said IOC bought Ural's crude for May delivery at a discount of USD 20 to 25 a barrel to dated Brent. As the US and other Western nations slapped sanctions on Moscow, Russia has begun offering oil and other commodities at discounted prices to India and other large importers. Day 23 of Russia-Ukraine war, Russia continues to rain on Ukraine's capital city, Kyiv. Visuals show fire clouds in the sky in Kyiv. Russian airstrikes have devastated the Ukrainian city of Mariupol. According to the Ukrainian media, 90% of the buildings in Mariupol are completely destroyed. Civilians are trying to leave the besieged city, Mariupol, but are still facing destruction. Russia rejects world country order to stop Ukraine war. The Kremlin has rejected an order by the International Court of Justice to suspend their invasion of Ukraine. A Kremlin spokesperson said that both Russia and Ukraine had to agree for the ruling to be implemented, but no consent can be obtained in this case. Meanwhile, the US, Britain, France, Albania, Norway and Ireland have requested an emergency United Nations Security Council meeting on Thursday because of the deteriorating humanitarian situation in Ukraine diplomatically. Canada offers 3 years of temporary residency to Ukrainians. Ottawa announced on Thursday it is establishing a new immigration program that will offer Ukrainians fleeing the Russia invasion a temporary Canadian residence permit for up to 3 years. Canada, which has a large Ukrainian diaspora, especially in the center and west of the country, said in a statement that Ukrainians and their immediate family members of any nationality may stay in Canada as temporary residents for up to 3 years. US senators introduced bill to ban US imports of Russian uranium. US Republican senators on Thursday introduced a bill to ban US imports of Russia uranium to punish Moscow of its invasion of Ukraine. The bill comes as the Biden administration has been weighing sanctions on Russian nuclear power company Rosatom, a major supplier of fuel and technology to power plants around the world. Meanwhile, Pakistan Prime Minister Imran Khan faces revolt from his own party ahead of no trust vote. Nearly 24 disgruntled lawmakers from Pakistan Prime Minister Imran Khan's ruling party have openly threatened to vote against him on the no confidence motion tabled in parliament by the opposition in a fresh blow to the embattled premier struggling to clinch to power. Around 100 lawmakers from the Pakistan Muslim League Nawaz and Pakistan People's Party submitted a no confidence motion before the National Assembly Secretariat on March 8, alleging that the Pakistan Tehreek-e-Insaf government led by Khan was responsible for the economic crisis and the spiraling inflation in the country. The National Assembly session for the move is expected to be convened on March 21 and the voting is likely to be held on March 28. Thank you for watching Unplugged TV India. Please hit like, subscribe and share, and also do comment. This is Alice Francis signing off.